Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hello everybody and welcome back to Filbert Flies. I'm Filbert and today we're taking a flight in the A320 NEO from here in Vienna all the way to Rhodes, the beautiful Greek island. This is a Ryanair flight, although you'll see Lauda on the aeroplane. Of course, Ryanair own Lauda now, with flight number FR602. So let's start getting some things set up. I'm as usual using FS2 Crew's Flight Crew A320, so we'll start the pre-flight events on there.
Let's start setting up.
Okay. And you'll see the jetway move across and connect to the aircraft, hopefully. Maybe not. Oh yes, good. And once that's done, we'll get on board and begin setting up the cockpit. So I've already done a tiny bit of preparation today. Hello Mossy, welcome to the stream, nice to see you as always. We have, so what have I done? I've started up I've turned on the batteries, we've connected it to external power. Because it's a little bit chilly today, we'll get the APU started, I think, to get some air conditioning in the cabin. So master switch on, wait 3 seconds, and press the start switch. I've already started our ADD-ONS alignment process by turning these to nav. I've turned on the fuel pumps and extinguished all the other white lights in the cockpit. I'll just switch this over to hectopascals as we are in Europe, and we'll take a listen to the ATIS here in Vienna.
Chat information Sierra 1220 Zulu with the 316 at 11 knots. Visibility 6 miles. 2,700 few clouds. Temperature 10, dew point 5. Current QNH is 1015. Arriving and departing runway 34. Chat information
Excellent.
Sierra 1220.
So only some clouds, nothing major to worry about from the sounds of things. Yeah, I'm alright, thanks Mossy. Yeah, I've had 2 long 12-hour shifts at work, which I could have done without, to be honest with you, but it's the weekend now, and I'm off, and I'm flying. So yes, all is well. How are you? So we can now get our clearance. I've forgotten our call sign. Ryanair 602. Schweihat ground. Ryanair 602 ready to copy IFR clearance.
Ryanair 602 is cleared to Lima Golf Romeo Papa, fly the EW UK 1D departure, with the ARS in transition, then as filed. Expect departure runway 34. Climb to 5,000 feet via the departure. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Squawk 3013.
Ryanair 602.
Thank you very much for the sub, Air Pilot
Lima Golf
MD80.
Romeo
Nice to see you here.
Papa, fly the UAC 1D departure, with the ARS in transition, then as filed. Climb to 5,000 feet via the departure. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. Squawk 3013.
Ryanair 602 read back correct. QNH is 1015 contact ground on 121.6 when ready for pushback enjoy.
QNH is 1015 ground
So
on
we've set
121.6
our transponder to
Ryanair
3013.
602.
I've copied down the rest of the clearance. We are, as expected, following the EWOC 1 Delta departure, which takes us off from runway 34, round to the left, gradual turn, and then off to the south to, unsurprisingly, a waypoint called EWOC, or EWOC, depending on whether you're trying to pronounce it in German or not. Good, I'm pleased you're well, Mossy. I'm pleased you're well. So with that in mind, we can begin setting up our MCDU. So because I planned this flight in advance on SimBrief and imported it into the sim, we've got a lot of it already pre-populated. We'll put our flight number in, FR602. Cost index we're going to use 20. And we're cruising at flight level 350. Flight plan page, we'll double check our departure has been copied across properly. Yes, it has. Runway 34 EWOC 1 Delta. And we'll check our arrival while we're here, because we do know that from our flight plan. And if I have a look at my flight plan on Navigraph, Cody to Charlie. Yes, that is also correct. We will probably be doing an ILS approach to runway 24. That's generally the preferred approach, but we'll see what clearance we get when we get closer. So that is the flight plan page done. You can move over to init B now. Input our 0 fuel weight and 0 fuel weight centre of gravity. Check our block fuel up here, which is 9.6 tonnes. And everything else either gets filled out or turned to zeros, depending on which features have been implemented so far.
Hi, the security and safety checks are all done. Are we good to start boarding? Yes, you can start boarding. Okay.
Let's have a look at our APU page. That is now available. So we can turn on our APU bleed and disconnect external power. And we can move on to our performance page. Now I did calculate the V-speeds beforehand. They are 147, 155 and 157. And I'm just going to consult our standard instrument departure chart to see if there's any instructions on thrust reduction and acceleration altitudes. So the SIDs require a minimum climb gradient of 7% up to 1300. So I think we will set our thrust reduction altitude to 1300 and our acceleration altitude to 1500 above that, which is 2800. Transition altitude, also from the chart, is 10,000 feet. Excellent. We're going to be using flaps 1 with a flex takeoff temperature of 51 degrees. And I always leave the engine out acceleration altitude because we're not going to have an engine out. So, what else do we need to see? As soon as I don't fly for 3 or 4 days, I start forgetting what I want to do next. I think that's the MCDU setup complete. We could, of course, fill out the RadNav page with an appropriate VOR or NDB, but we are flying virtual waypoints only, so we don't have anything really applicable to put in there at the moment. Excellent, so we'll leave it on the perf page, and I'll turn up the brightness on our virtual horizon, our standby instrument there, and start the before start checklist.
Before start checklist.
Cockpit prep.
Completed.
Completed. Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Signs.
On in auto.
ADIRs.
Nav.
Fuel quantity.
Set.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Baro ref.
1015. Set.
1015. Set. Down to the line.
Good, and then we'll carry that on below the line once our doors are shut and we're ready to depart. How are we doing time-wise? It's now 3:30 Zulu, and we want to be departing at 3:45 Zulu, so we can afford to fast-forward our pre-flight events a little, I think.
Hi guys, here is the load sheet for you.
Thanks.
No problem. Have a safe flight.
So I'll take that down to 3 minutes and aim to push back in 3 minutes' time.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to you all. My name is Sarah and I'm your cabin supervisor on your flight today. We would like to extend our welcome to our frequent flyers and guests from our other international partner airlines. So we can depart as soon as possible, please take your assigned seats, observe no smoking and fasten seatbelt signs. Only light hand baggage should be placed in the lockers above you. All other items should be placed under the seat in front of you. If you are sitting by an emergency exit, all of your hand baggage needs to be securely stowed in the overhead locker and the crew will be happy to assist you. We're here to help you, so please do not hesitate to ask any of us for our assistance.
Hey guys, so all packs are on board. Are we clear to close? Yes, thanks. Let me know if you need anything.
So now all the passengers are on board, we can make our welcome announcement, should we choose to, using FS2 crew.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Here from Flight Deck, my colleague and I want to welcome you aboard your today's flight. We are happy that you're here today. Take your seat, sit back and relax and enjoy your flight.
So where are we at? The doors are closed. So let's turn our beacon on and request our pushback clearance, and then we'll finish the before start checklist. Schwehat ground, Ryanair 602, ready for pushback and engine start.
Ryanair 602 pushback and engine start approved.
Pushback and engine start approved. Ryanair 602.
Check our thrust levers are idle, which they are, and we'll do the before start checklist below the line.
Below the line.
Windows and doors.
Closed.
Closed. Beacon.
On.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Parking brake.
On.
Before start checklist complete.
And we'll tell the cabin crew to arm the slides and cross-check.
Cabin crew, arm slides and cross-check.
And let's get out of here.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Understood. Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brake released.
Pushing back.
It's a very impressive looking airport scenery, this, I must say. Even at 5:45 in the morning. Let's see how well I've guessed the pushback distance today.
All ground equipment is clear. You can start the engines at your discretion.
Starting engine 1.
Slightly short, I think, but better too short than too long. So what I do with you've got different control modes in Pushback Express, but I tend to use the distance mode. You can drive the pushback tug, which I don't really want to do. There's one other mode that I can't remember, but I go onto Google Maps satellite view and try and measure the distance from the tail of an aircraft that's in the satellite image between the tail of the aircraft and the taxiway.
The push is complete. Please set the brakes.
And it doesn't always work.
Parking brakes set.
Understood. Okay, ground equipment is removed. The pin is out. Good engine starts from my side. I'll see you on the left hand side.
Starting engine 2.
Thanks. And you can disconnect and go to hand
Once
signals.
again, ladies
Thanks, have a good flight, and we'll see you later.
The person speaking, please direct your attention to the cabin crew for the following safety instructions. We will now demonstrate how to fasten, tighten and unfasten your seatbelt. This aircraft has clearly marked emergency exits. All exits are equipped with slides. Floor level lighting will guide you to the marked exits. In the event of decompression, oxygen mask will be released from the panel above you. Pulling the mask down will start the oxygen flow. Place it firmly over your mouth and nose and secure the elastic strap over your head. Then assist others. Oxygen
Oh,
masks
hello,
are also
Losco. Nice to
provided in
see you.
laboratories.
Thank
For
you
your
very
safety,
much.
passengers
Yeah, I hope
are
you
not
can join
allowed
us
to
next
congregate in
Saturday
groups
for
around
the old
lavatories.
for my first group flight. I'm
When instructed
getting
to
there
do
with the
so,
flight plan.
please take the life vest,
Need to do a
which
bit
is
of
under your
tweaking
seat.
and fine tuning, but yeah, it
Place
should
the
be
life
good.
vest over your head.
And I look forward to seeing
Place
you on
the strap
Tuesday.
around your body. Attach the end into the buckle at the front and pull the strap tight. Pull the red handles to inflate the life vest only after leaving the aircraft through the emergency exits. The life vest has 2 valves to inflate or release air pressure. The signal lamp lights up on contact with water.
Right, so we've got
At
2
this
good engine
time,
starts now,
please
so
take
we
a
can
view at
turn
the
our
safety
engine
card
mode
in front of
selector
you.
back to normal.
Here you find
Head
further
up to the
important
overhead panel,
information. Furthermore,
and we no
you have
longer
to
need our
comply with
APU, so
ordnance
we'll turn
signs
that
and
off.
crew member instructions.
And we'll turn our nose light to taxi.
This is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is
And
not
we can run our
permitted in the
after-start
cabin
checklist.
or the After start lavatories. Cabin lights will now be turned on.
Anti-ice.
For takeoff, If you need a reading
Oh,
line,
should we
you
put
will
some
find it
anti-ice
in the
on? We
panel
shouldn't need
above
it by
your head.
rights, but yeah, let's
Thanks
play
for
it
your
on the safe
attention.
side, shall we? We'll do wing and engine, and we'll make sure the probe and window heat is on, because auto seems to do nothing at all.
Set.
Ecam status.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
26% set.
Rudder trim.
0.
After start checklist complete.
Aircraft external lights really need to be improved. Nav lights are invisible, as well as strobe and beacon. I don't know, the beacon looks good. I mean, I know it's night time now, so it's a bit different. But the strobes, well, they're not on, of course. I was just looking for the strobes and we're still on the apron. Yeah, you might be right. It's not something I'd personally noticed, but there's certainly a lot that could do with tweaking. Right, we'll do our flight control check now.
Flight control check.
Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Rudder.
Full left. Full right. Neutral.
And now the first officer will do his flight control checks, and you can see them down here, which is nice. And we are ready to taxi, so let's get our clearance. Schwehat ground, Ryanair 602, ready to taxi.
Ryanair 602 taxi to runway 34 via taxiways Echo, Bravo 12, hold short runway 34.
Taxi to runway 34 via taxiways Echo, Bravo 12, hold short runway 34 Ryanair 602.
Echo and Bravo 12. Okay, so we head up here and turn right on Echo, and Bravo 12 is the holding point, so pretty straightforward.
Clear left side.
Clear right side.
Brake check.
Pressure 0.
While we're taxiing, we'll set our auto brake to max. And as we get a bit closer to the runway, we will inform the cabin crew to take their seats and test the takeoff config. Turn on our flight director as well. And because I always forget, we'll set the transponder to TARA now. And turn it from auto to on. So there's actually a left turn here that I wasn't aware of because I hadn't quite spotted where we were on the airport chart. And there should one, not this next right, but the one after. Should be Echo. Yep, this looks right, and we'll be taking off from the runway to our left there. First officer's been playing tricks again with my auto brake as usual. Check the cabin. And test our takeoff config. Right, let's run the before takeoff checklist then.
Before takeoff checklist.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Checked. Flight instruments.
Checked.
Checked. Briefing.
Confirmed.
Flap setting.
Config 1 plus F.
Config 1 plus F. V1, VR, V2, flex temp.
V1 147, VR 155, V2 157.
V1 147, VR 155, V2 157, ATC.
Hello Terry, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you.
Set.
Ecam memo.
Takeoff no blue.
Down to the line.
And we'll carry on below the line once we've been given takeoff clearance. So this is the first flight I've done with the A320 since the last patch came out, so keep your fingers crossed. I did do a little bit of messing around with it and a landing for my review of Graz Airport, but I haven't done a full flight. Hi Tumlim, I've got the latest master build, which I think has had a few things change since 0.4, but I'm not certain. I tend to find that, well, I haven't had any problems with the master builds that I haven't had in the stable builds, so I just go for the masters these days. No thank you, Mr. Spammy Person. Mossy's promised me I'm going to be a YouTube millionaire by Christmas without this sort of thing, so thanks for the offer.
Ryanair 602 contact tower on 119.4. Enjoy your morning.
Tower on 119.4 Ryanair 602.
My auto brake has gone off again. Okay. Tower Ryanair 602 ready for departure, runway 34.
Ryanair 602 winds are 306 at 11 knots, cleared for takeoff, runway 34 squawk 3013.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 34 squawking 3013 Ryanair 602.
Weather radar to on, predictive wind shear to on. Did you say 3012? Let me just have a quick read back. 3013. Ah, right, I'll turn it to active in pilot to ATC, that'll fix that. Right, let's do the before takeoff checklist.
Below the line
as we line
Cabin
up.
crew, be seated for takeoff. Takeoff runway.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Cabin crew.
Advised.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Pax.
On.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
turn down the weather radar brightness so I can see the route more easily.
Ready.
Ready.
Take off.
Thrust levers stood up. And engine stable. Up to flex. Here we go.
Main flex, SAS runway, Autothrust blue.
Check. Thrust set. $100 knots.
Check.
E1. Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Here we are at our thrust reduction altitude. So thrust levers back to climb. Lower the nose to maintain speed.
Ryanair 602 climb
taking
and
a lot
maintain
of pressure.
flight level 130, contact wind radar director on 119.8, enjoy.
Climb and maintain flight level 130 radar director on 119.8 Ryanair 602.
So we'll turn the autopilot on now.
Radar
Autopilot on.
director
Check.
Ryanair 602 at 2,300 feet climbing to flight level 130.
Don't know why we've stopped climbing. Could be a constraint in the SID that I wasn't aware of. Let me consult my chart, because really should have gone through all this on the ground. No, I can't see anything there. Anyway, we're climbing again now, and the in-sim
Ryanair
departure
602,
procedure isn't
good
quite
morning.
right as usual.
Radar contact.
Anyway, we were cleared up to 130, weren't we? So we reached, climbed above our
Ryanair
acceleration
602 climb and
altitude.
maintain flight level
And the aircraft's
130.
lowering the nose here for
Climb
to
and
accelerate.
maintain
A bit
flight
late,
level
but never mind.
130 Ryanair
Flap 0.
602.
Speed checked.
Ryanair 602 slow to 205 knots or
Flaps
less.
0.
Wilco Ryanair 602.
There is nothing about 205 knots or less on this departure chart. But okay, if that's what you're saying, then that's what we'll do. Might have to get our
Ryanair
flaps out
602
again.
expedite climb to flight level 130.
Expedite climb to flight level 130 Ryanair 602.
And we can start our after takeoff climb checklist now.
After takeoff climb checklist.
Landing gear.
Up.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Crazy climb
Flaps.
rates going on here. Crazy speeds considering I've asked for 205.
On.
Down to the line.
And because we've been cleared to a flight level, we can set standard pressure. No, it didn't select selected airspeed. No, that could be why. Maybe it did. I don't know. Anyway, set standard.
Set standard.
Standard cross-checked. Passing flight level 080. Now.
Check.
Let's return to manage speed mode and let it accelerate because there's nothing in the chart about 203 knots or whatever she said, so we're going to ignore her.
Ryanair 602 climb and maintain flight level 130.
Below the line.
Barrel
Climb
ref.
and maintain
Standard
flight
set.
level
Standard set.
130
After takeoff
Ryanair
checklist complete.
602.
Okay, so now we're in the air. We can turn off our runway turn-off lights, and our nose light's been turned off by the co-pilot, so that's good. just like that, we're through the clouds and into the night sky. And at 10,000 feet we can turn off the landing lights. We'll turn off our dimmed dome light as well.
Ryanair 602 expedite climb to flight level 130.
Expedite climb to flight level 130 Ryanair 602.
I really must work out how to make them a bit more lenient on the altitude clearances, because this is right. We've lowered the nose just above 10,000 feet to accelerate to 320 knots. So we should be given a little bit of time before climbing, I would have thought. Right, let me just nip over to Twitch and try and deal with this spammer.
Ryanair 602 climb and maintain flight level 210. Contact Vienna Center on 124.4. Enjoy your morning.
Center on 124.4. Take care Ryanair 602. Center Ryanair 602 climbing to flight level 210.
Ryanair 602 good morning. Radar contact.
No, apparently I can't get rid of that. I wonder if I just turn the chat box on and off and on and if it'll clear it. Yes, it has. Good. Well, we're off. I hope you enjoyed the takeoff. Didn't go too badly, I don't think, other than the limitations of the sim. In fact, I'm going to even be brave enough to turn off the anti-ice because we're well above the few clouds that existed down below. So we should be alright now. Other than that initial error with the heading, the autopilot's flying our departure route quite nicely. Well, I'm flying early in the morning, Tom and them, because that's when this flight departed. I fancied doing a flight down to Rhodes, which is a new scenery from Just Sim, and I only fly real-world flights. I was constrained to Vienna because I've decided I'm going to base myself at Vienna for a few European flights, and this one seemed to fit the bill. I quite like a bit of night flying, especially when you get a sunrise like we're about to get. But admittedly, I prefer the daytime to true night. So yeah, it's 3:56 Zulu, which is 5:56 local time. So we shouldn't have too much more darkness yet before the sun comes up.
Ryanair 602 climb and maintain flight level 290.
Climb and maintain flight level 290 Ryanair 602.
It'd be quite good if there was a floodlight setting that was a little bit lower than this. I don't know if
Ryanair
it's
602 contact Budapest control on 120.37. Have a good one.
Center on 120.37 Ryanair 602. Center Ryanair 602 climbing to flight level 290.
Ryanair 602 good morning. Radar contact.
So our route today is going to take us across over Hungary, just the western edge of Hungary. Then we'll be turning southwest, heading into Serbia. Sorry, not southwest, southeast, into Serbia. And we'll be heading in a more or less straight line over North Macedonia and then into Greece, over Thessaloniki, out over the Aegean, and then turning slightly left down towards Rhodes. We'll be cruising at 35,000 feet, and the weather's looking pretty alright. Hello, hey, it's Napster. Yeah, Munich to Bangkok, London to Delhi, both sound good. Someone requested, what was the one I promised I'd do first of all? Frankfurt to Seoul Incheon, I think it was. So I hello. So yes, I will add those to my list. I do intend to do some long haul stuff. Hopefully in a decent add-on aircraft. But if we're waiting too long, then I'll just have to give the 787 or the 744 a go, because I do miss flying long haul. So we can expect the sunrise to be just after 7 o'clock local, so in about an hour's time. And in the meantime, let's see if there's any pretty lights to look at down below. See, I think those strobes are pretty good, to be honest with you. There's nothing to look at down below. Presumably due to cloud or what have you. But the return leg of this flight, which I will probably stream next Thursday maybe, sometime next Thursday or Friday, should all be in daylight, so we'll be able to see all of this scenery then. We've got the old got the old cat in the cockpit bug again, unfortunately. Not on the keyboard, Morris. It's not too much to ask, is it? How have you been anyway? Hey, it's Napster.
Ryanair 602 climb and maintain flight level 350.
Climb and maintain flight level 350 Ryanair 602.
Just going to have a quick check of the weather so we know roughly what we're expecting. Okay, so few clouds at a height of 1,500 feet, / scattered clouds, and wind 110 at 7, varying between 60 and 120, temperature of 28 and a QNH of 1013. Sounds rather nice.
Gentlemen, in a few moments we will start off your service. You will find a complete choice of food and beverage in the menu card when you are boarding. If you see ILP more efficiently, without the first thing, comfort during service. Thank you and enjoy our service.
Hello Shrikant, yes, I'm using a Thrustmaster T16000M. No problem at all. Welcome to the stream. Hello Kevin, nice to see you. How are you? Oh, thanks for your comment on my review of Graz. I'm just having a read through them all at the moment. Good, I'm glad you're well. I'm glad you're well. And I certainly will review Gothenburg when it comes out, without a doubt. And thank you, Mossy, as well, for your 10 out of 10 ranking of my landing.
Level 350.
Climb and maintain flight level 350 Ryanair 602.
Well, I am. The aircraft's just having a little bit of a wobble, isn't it? Don't worry. Hello, Samsonite. Welcome. How are things? Nice to see you. You've both arrived, you and Kevin, at just as we're reaching our cruising altitude of 350, and I was vaguely considering going away and doing my washing up and coming back later. But you've saved me from that for now. Hello, Science Guy. Nice to see you as well. Oh, the whole world's turning up now. It's nice to see. Nice to see you regulars back. Very, very dark down below there, isn't it? I will in a minute, Kevin. But I thought I should at least have the good grace to say hello to you lot first. Was it a busy day, Samsonite? What happened? Anything in particular? The name of this game is Microsoft Flight Simulator, and no, it's not free. Blimey, that is a lot. There's a lot of planes to load. I imagine you're feeling it now, aren't you? think we should have some nice cruise music now we've reached our flight level 350. No problem, Shrika. What are dollies, Samson? Oh, nice flight, nice flight. Copenhagen. I don't know, have you got the flight embassy in your side, Sky? It's a spectacular airport if you have. Oh, okay, they're the things that have those sort of electric ball bearings on that move the containers around. Right, I am going to go and get on with a couple of bits briefly, but I'll be monitoring the chat. I'll leave you to enjoy the sunrise, and I'll see you very shortly. Samsonite, you're right, the screen is largely black, but look at this glorious sunrise, look at the clouds in the distance. Just got to imagine the rest, okay? Yeah, fair enough, Science Guys. You've got to be selective about what add-ons you buy, haven't you? I don't know of any free flight simulator games for a Can, I'm afraid. There are some mobile ones that are cheap. There's Infinite Flight and there is X-Plane Mobile. You could have a look at those. They're certainly cheaper than anything that's available for the desktop, but nothing I'm aware of is completely free. Yeah, I usually fly out of a London airport as well, so it's good. Usually Heathrow in this sim because it's the only one that has decent scenery.
Contact Zagreb Center on 124.85.
Oh yeah, making a break with tradition and doing a few
Center
flights to
on
and from Vienna at the moment.
124.85 Ryanair 602. Center Ryanair 602 at flight level 350.
Ryanair 602, good morning. Radar contact. Contact Belgrade Control on 120.42. Enjoy your morning.
Center on 120.42 Ryanair 602. Center Ryanair 602 at flight level 350.
Ryanair 602, good morning. Radar contact.
Right, I'm back. All seems to be going okay. So we're currently overhead Serbia, and we're about to cross the river Sava. Something interesting is happening with pilot to ATC. I'm just looking at our statistics at the top, and it seems to think we are getting further away, and our destination estimated time en route is increasing, which is a little bit odd. What waypoint are we heading to? Raksad. Oh, okay, it thinks we're still heading to a waypoint on the SID. That's a bit weird. Yet the actual air traffic controllers are quite happy with what we're doing, so... Let me see if I can fix that. That seems to have worked actually. So I've just told pilot to ATC that we want to go direct to Raksad, and that has fixed everything. Excellent. So our estimated time en route now is 1 hour and 20 minutes from now. Look at that sky. See, how's that for a view? This is why I like flying early in the morning. Yeah, that'd be helpful, Kevin, thanks. Do we know yet when it's going to be released, Gothenburg? That would be handy, yeah, for the bat simulator. Yeah, I've got a few airport reviews to do. The next ones are going to be Florence from Gaia Simulations, which looks amazing. Haven't actually flown in it yet, but from the previews it looks good. And Vancouver from FS Dream Team. And once I've done those, hopefully Gothenburg will be ready. Not a bad sunrise, is it? Far too much lightning. But it's a small price to pay. It's a kind offer, Kevin. I'm alright for now. I've got to say they've improved the sounds in the latest version of the fly-by-wire mod. So yeah, I'm sort of alright with how it sounds. But maybe next time we do a flight together, I'll ask you for it and I'll compare and contrast. Hello, Flightzilla. Right, so the crew package is from FS2 Crew. There's a link in the video description, at least there should be, I think I put it in there. And it's a package called Flight Crew A320, which I personally think is really good. So as well as the, what do you call it, the first officer doing the checklist with you, they also have cabin crew and all sorts. Sorry about that. Just trying to edit a few videos while we fly and thought I had the sound off. Hello, Smooth Flying, how are you?
Ryanair 602 contact Skopje control on 119.37. Enjoy your morning.
Center on 119.37 Ryanair 602. Set to Ryanair 602 climbing to flight level 350.
Ryanair 602 good morning. Radar contact.
So we've just crossed over the border into North Macedonia from Serbia. Still flying at flight level 350. And we have about another hour and 5 minutes to run to our destination. And about 40 minutes before our top of descent. Hello, LGRP, how are you? Nice to see you on the stream.
Ryanair 602 contact Sofia South Center on 122.75. Have a good morning.
Center on 122.75 Ryanair 602. Center Ryanair 602 at flight level 350.
Ryanair 602, good morning. Radar contact.
Yes, Samsonite. The sunrise was all worth it, I assure you. Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it? We're just over North Macedonia. Yeah, the pronunciation's going to cause me to struggle here, I think. But we are we're just west of Laki, if that means anything to you, and east of Radovish. I enjoy these flights down to Greece because the scenery is spectacular almost the whole way. What time did we depart? 5:45 local, 3:45 Zulu. Oh, in game just after 2 p.m. 2 p.m. British time, 1 p.m. Zulu, 3 p.m. your time, I think. So yeah, stream started then, probably departed about 20 past.
Ryanair 602 contact Athens control.
Has there been a new NEO mod? Yes, there has. There's 0.4.1 is the latest stable build. The master version I don't know, but it did update yesterday from what I had before. Absolutely, Paul Flyman. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Yes, the A320 NEO is fantastic. It makes a big difference.
Flight level 350.
Ryanair 602, good morning. Radar contact.
So not only does it give you much more functionality in the cockpit, there's an updated MCDU which has far more pages that work, updated fonts. This works a lot better, and the screens are also much more functional, so you can have a look at various displays, not all of them, but you have a door page, wheel page, flight control page. So yeah, for a free mod it's absolutely fantastic. And I've got a tutorial video if you want to see more of it on my YouTube channel, which covers setting it up from cold and dark to being ready to push back. Yeah, me too, Science Guy. That was a big no-no, isn't it? My favourite airline. Ooh. Well, the best airline I've ever flown with is probably Asiana. And I like their livery quite a lot as well. I really like the British Airways World Tails livery. I don't know if you remember that one. They had different patterns from all over the world on their aircraft tails for a while. I like that. I quite like the old American Airlines livery as well, with the metallic body. And I quite like the Air New Zealand livery as well. I don't know why. It's quite simple, but it's unusual, I suppose. What's yours? I can turn the displays up now, can't we? Yeah, they're all good. They're all good. And which is your favourite airline? Oh no, that is a nightmare. I know that my biggest concern at the moment is the wings rolling on final. That really ruins a lot of flights for me. In fact, I'm going to post a link in the chat. I've got the mods on the official forums to combine all of the bug reports about that into one, in the hope that we can get upvoted and fixed. Let me just find it a sec. Oh, it's dropped a long way down again. How long until... Okay, of course, naturally, Samson. How long until arrival? Let me just have a look. About 52 minutes and 26 seconds, Kevin. That's according to pilot to ATC, which is usually fairly accurate. There you are, links for both YouTube and Discord there. It's not great during takeoff, but I haven't experienced that roll quite as often as the one during final approach. Yeah, I do that quite a lot, Science Guy. Yeah, it should be pretty stable on takeoff, and it isn't. If you watch my takeoff from this stream, it was rolling a little bit after I lifted off. So we're now over Greece, you'll be pleased to hear. What do you mean, Potato X Studio? What will take 2 hours for now? Yes, I've seen that livery, Samson. It's nice. I can't picture the Jordanian Airlines. I have to Google it. Yeah, it's got something of the old TWA livery about it, isn't it? The Royal Jordanian one. Yeah, Gulf Airs look pretty classy as well. Oh right, cool. So the town that you see down here is called Ascos. And this is Limni Volvi, the lake that we're about to fly over here. Yes, yeah, it is. Oh right, I wondered what the orange and blue livery was in aid of. Interesting. Does anyone know what the area of Greece is called? Just southeast of Thessaloniki, with these three peninsulas that jut out from it. I'm sure it must have a name. I incorrectly thought it was the Peloponnese, but they're of course further south, west of Athens. Yeah, retro liveries are always nice. I enjoyed seeing the BA 747s in BOAC colours, it was cool. And the old BA liveries as well. I know Potato Studio, I know. But what I'm asking about is these three peninsulas that jut out. I just wondered if this area has a name. You see, we've got this on the left, the middle one, and the right-hand one. I feel like this whole area must have a identifier of some sort. Yeah, I have time to talk later, Kevin, yeah. After this stream, I'll pop over to Discord, we can have a chat there. Doesn't matter what it's called. It's it's very, very pretty. Will I be flying close to or over Izmir? Good question. Just have a look at my map. Quite close to, but not over from the looks of things. Yeah, close to, but not over. Yeah, so just over the Aegean. We'll be flying over Omiros, on Chios, but not over the Turkish mainland. Currently in Avon. Yeah, do send up a flare, Diabolito, thank you. Yeah, the 747's just a total design icon, isn't it? It probably is the most beautiful commercial plane that's ever flown, I think. Possibly with the exception of Concorde. It depends if you like nice curves or long pointy noses, I suppose. Yeah, but there are surprisingly few airlines flying the 748. I think the general trend seems to be away from large aircraft and onto sort of smaller yet more efficient ones like the 787 and the A350, I suppose. Do you live in Ayvalık then, El Diablito? Ayvalık, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Oh right, lovely, lovely. Here's Alanya. Have a little look on the map. Oh yeah, that does look nice. Just from the photos that come up on Google Maps of the beaches around there. I don't know Turkey well at all. I've been to Marmaris once on a very cheap package holiday, which was quite good fun. But I'd love to go to Istanbul and explore more of it at some point. Yeah, I'm just looking at the Google satellite view. It looks lovely. Are you talking about Istanbul at the LOWW? Being overcrowded. Yeah, I've heard that from friends who have been. People either seem to love it or hate it. People who don't like crowds hate it. People who don't mind them love the whole atmosphere of it and the architecture. Right, we're about 15 minutes, just less than 15 minutes away from our top of descent now, so I think we'll start setting up for the arrival. And we'll start by handing over control to our co-pilot.
You have control.
I have control.
And we'll have a look at the latest weather report for Rhodes. So wind is still 130 at 06. Which just about suggests a runway 6 arrival, although 24 is used more often. So I think, because it has an ILS, because the wind is across the runway either way, we might request a runway 24 arrival. Over 20 million, blimey, that is a busy city. I love Turkish food. That would be my main reason for going to Istanbul, I think. Okay, so let's plug all this into our FMGC. We'll set up for a runway 24 ILS arrival. Let me look at the two options, see what the difference is between the Yankee and the Zulu. And also where our star takes us to, which will have an impact. So our star ends up at Rhodes, VOR. And it looks like the ILS Zulu approach is the one that begins there, so yeah, we'll choose ILS Zulu. And click Insert. And this being the A320 and Microsoft Flight Simulator, we should probably have a look at plan mode and make sure it hasn't done anything crazy. It's done something a little bit crazy, but not too not too bad. This curve here shouldn't be there. It should have quite a smooth turn round to final. But anyhow, we'll accept that, we'll let it fly it. And if need be, we can always take over manual control. So that's our arrival routing set up. Now we just need to tune our, set the ILS frequency in our flight plan page. 110.3. We're going to use auto brake medium, so we'll set that now. And that should be just about all we need to do, except for the performance page. So we will set that up based on the current weather. QNH is 1013, which is handy because that's what we're set to at the moment. Temperature is a balmy 27 degrees, which sounds amazing right now. I'm very jealous of all you those of you who are in Turkey and experiencing warm weather at this time of year. And the wind, as I said, was 130 at 6. Transition altitude we don't know yet, but the minimums are 300 feet. Okay, let's take back control.
I have control.
You have control.
And we're ready for our descent clearance. And I somehow totally forgot to file the star in my in Pilot to ATC, so we'll just sort that out quickly. I will come back to your messages. I'm just concentrating a bit on this at the moment. Cody 2 Charlie. Oh, what's the difference? I can't seem to find it in the list. That's weird. Let's have a look at the other Cody arrivals. Cody 2 Delta looks absolutely identical, so we'll choose that. Load it in. Double check our Pilot to ATC map. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Right, what have I missed? What have I missed in the chat? Cappadocia, right. Nice, was that nice? Oh, you say later on it was, good. I'm glad. And you asked how long till landing, Tomalim. I'll just double check that. Should be about 35 minutes. Goodness me, I'm amazed that they can get 747s into Crete. That's incredible. A bit of cloud moving in, that's a shame. Still, there's nothing but sea below us, so we're not missing much. Do you know, I'm not sure, Science Guy. I never look at my logbook. A little bit worried that I've messed up my flight plan in Pilot to ATC now. I'm going to try clicking file again, but then we may end up losing ATC control. That seems to have worked. Ryanair 602, radio check. Ryanair 602, radio check.
Ryanair 602, you are loud and clear.
Good. Well, if they don't tell us to descend at our top of descent, we'll know something's wrong. Okay, which airline was it, Samson, you were flying with? Do you remember? Oh, lovely. Yes, I remember them. I remember Martin.
Ryanair 602 expect the Cody 2 Delta arrival with the codec transition for the ILS approach to runway 24 with the RDS transition at diagram ORS after use an I-cleared direct codec.
Expect the Cody 2 Delta arrival with the codec transition for the ILS approach to runway 24 with the RDS transition after use an I-cleared direct codec Ryanair 602.
After where? Sorry, Nick, did she say? Using E. Okay, fine. Good, that's all as we expected, so we don't have to change anything down there. What's Transavia like? I've never flown with them. Good, not like Ryanair then. I always sort of pictured Ryanair is sort of my baseline for all other low-cost carriers. I don't know why. I know a lot of them are better. Right, I'm going to turn on our engine and wing anti-icing, I think, to be on the safe side before we descend. "27 minutes, Science Guy. Yeah, I've never flown with KLM City Hopper either. I flew KLM on one of their 747s to Hong Kong. That was my most recent flight with them. Changing in Schiphol, obviously.
Ryanair 602 descend to cross codec at flight level 110, then descend via the Cody 2 Delta arrival with the codec transition to flight level 060 QNH is 1013 at diagram ORS.
We'll cross codec at flight level 110, then descend via the Cody 2 Delta arrival with the codec transition to flight level 060 QNH is 1013 Ryanair 602.
I'm just going to see if this top of descent point will actually trigger the aircraft to start our descent now I've lowered the managed altitude setting to 11,000. Yes, it is a good airport, you're right. Very easy to get around, despite its size. So yeah, I flew out with KLM and back with Air France. Ah, it's a shame, Science Guy. The next stream will be either Thursday or Friday. I'm working between now and then, but hopefully Thursday. We'll do the return leg of this flight, I think, back from Rhodes to Vienna. No, so it's not starting us down, but that doesn't matter. Let it descend in managed mode and see how much of a dive it decides to take this time. Oh really? I've never actually been to Vienna in real life. I have changed planes there, but I've never seen the city. Are you going there on holiday or? I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. No problem. Always nice to see you, Science Guy. Enjoy your lunch. I'll see you soon. So it's behaving exactly the same as it did with the last version of the mod and before the update. Very rapid rate of descent, and then it all of a sudden decides it wants to slow down to 240 knots, levels off, and then starts to descend a bit more slowly. You live a very jet-setting life, LWW. So you live in Istanbul, you have a summer house in Ayvalık, and yet you're going home to Dublin, or back to Dublin. Is that where you're originally from, or where's home for you? I'm just going to nip to the toilet very quickly, shan't be long. I see. So you've got multiple homes essentially. Nice. So much thunder and lightning in this sim. I'm getting a sneaking suspicion that the in-sim live weather won't match the real-world weather that closely at Rhodes. Let's see. Yeah, you can have a vape anytime, Mossy, even when the even when the no smoking signs are on. Just between you and me, if you do it in your seat surreptitiously, I don't even mind that. I mean, I've been vaping on the flight deck this whole flight, and the co-pilot hasn't noticed, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Cabin crew, prepare for arrival.
20,000 feet, we'll turn the seatbelt sign on. I've always been confused about the auto setting on the no smoking sign. If anyone knows anything about it, I'd be interested to hear. Because, as far as I'm concerned, you can't smoke on any flights these days. I know there were Kazakhstan Airlines you could till fairly recently, but when would you need it off, let alone on auto? Doesn't make any sense to me. Especially considering this is a brand new plane. Latest ETA update is 26-27 minutes. Just going to refresh the METAR, check that hasn't changed. Oh, it's got 1 degree colder, but the wind is the same. We should still only have few clouds at 1,500 feet. Well, we'll see, we've still got a fair way to run. Oh, hello, the aircraft's climbing. Why is the aircraft climbing? Honestly, you turn your back for 2 minutes to close down some programs to make sure... I'll do my best to make sure there are no stutters on landing. The blooming thing has a mind of its own. There are no altitude constraints on the standard terminal arrival route. These are not hard constraints, but... yeah, and you can't get rid of them, I don't think. You can't do anything with the arrival waypoints. Never mind. We'll just use selected altitude mode to come down to 11,000, and we don't have to be there till codec, so no harm, no foul. Yeah, well, what I'm going to do, Mossy, is I'm going to finish my flight plan. I've made a start, and I'm going to upload that onto my Discord server in both Microsoft Flight Simulator and Little Navmap formats. And then you can download it if you want to, or you can just follow me. It's up to you. I'm going to suggest that everyone flies the Cessna 152, but there's no hard and fast rules. And you can fly it at whatever altitude you like. I'll be trying to go relatively low and weaving through the valleys, but anyone who wants to sightsee from above can do that. Anyone who wants to go even lower than I do is also welcome to do that. I've done a few of these group flights, bush flights mostly, one in Montana, one in South America on the MSFS bush flight Discord. I can't remember what the other one was. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. You do end up tending to follow whoever's leading the flight and just enjoy the scenery. But the flight plans will be there if you fall behind or get ahead or whatever. This is more like it, isn't it? Now we're below the clouds. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. Slightly nervous in case it all goes horribly wrong, but I don't think it will. So we're going to overfly Cos, and that will be the last time we see land until we hit Rhodes. Good grief, this weather is ridiculous. There are no cumulonimbus clouds, therefore there should be no thunder and lightning. Oh, did he Samsung? Yeah. Yeah, I'd really recommend it. I'd really recommend a bit of bush flying. I mean, I've always flown airliners in previous sims. I've never bothered with any VFR stuff. But this sim makes it not only possible to navigate purely using the ground below you, but it makes it a lot of fun as well. I really don't see any need for us to be flying along at 240 knots. I think we can crank that up to, say, 280. At least until we approach codec and need to start descending again. What's it calculated for our V-approach? 161. Very fast, isn't it? But we'll go with it, and hopefully we won't have too much of the uncontrollable roll on landing that way. Is Croatia one of the default bush flights in the sim, or is it something that he planned himself? Okay. Yeah, I did in the beta or the alpha. I did one of the bush flights, and it was good. Oh, UK 2000 released Luton 2020 HD. That's exciting. I always seem to end up checking FS Elite during the descent. I don't know why. I suppose I want to know what's next. Thank you, Senna. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Well, while this weather may not be particularly accurate or realistic, it certainly is making the world look very pretty. I'm just going to see what happens if we turn off live weather. Why has it got dark? Why has it got dark? Oh, it's gone back to 5:46. That's weird. What time was it? What time are we supposed to arrive? 9:20. Yeah, that's close enough. Well, resetting the live weather did nothing. Yeah, very stormy weather, which is not what it should be. As I said earlier, we're expecting few clouds at 1,500 feet and nothing else. That's according to the METAR. Yes, I know Samson. No, what happened was, so we took off at 5:45 from Vienna, and we're due to land at 9:20 here, which is both local time. What happened was, for some reason, when I changed the weather, it went back to 5:45 AM, which is obviously when we took off. Never experienced that before, but anyway. We're not using live time, Samsonite. It's 9 o'clock in the morning in Greece here, and when we took off it was 5:45 AM.
Ryanair 602
did I
contact Rhodes approach on
did I
118.25.
No,
Have
I
a good
can't,
one.
because that would have made it later,
Approach
not
on
earlier.
118.25 Ryanair 602. Approach Ryanair 602 at flight level 110.
Ryanair 602, good morning. Radar contact.
Don't worry.
Continue descent via the Cody 2 Delta arrival. For the ILS approach to runway 24 with the RDS transition at Diagora.
Continue descent via the Cody 2 Delta arrival. For the ILS approach to runway 24 with the RDS transition Ryanair 602.
So after Kodiak, we descend to 6,000 feet and then fly direct to Rhodes VOR. We make a left turn and come back on ourselves to land on runway 24. That's the plan. Let's give the aircraft another chance at managing its speed. Yeah, Greece is beautiful in this sim, John. Welcome to the stream. I've never used Roblox. No problem at all. You're always welcome. Right, so we're now cleared down to 6,000 feet. We'll see if the aircraft will fly that in managed mode, and if not, we'll go back to selected altitude mode. Hello Jay, how are you? Turn on our landing lights, passing 10,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be arriving at our destination shortly. We will be coming through the cabin again in order to pick up any remaining glasses.
Ryanair 602 QNH is 1013 cleared for the ILS approach to runway 24 with the RDS transition at Diagora.
QNH is 1013 cleared for the ILS approach to runway 24 with the RDS transition Ryanair 602.
1013 set.
1013 set. Passing 8,400.
Or take a look at the information screen inside the terminal building. You will be landing shortly. Thank you for your cooperation.
Now.
Check.
So we'll run our approach checklist now we've been cleared to an altitude.
Approach checklist.
Briefing.
Confirmed.
Ecam status.
Checked.
Baro ref.
1013 set.
1013 set. Minimum engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist complete.
So the airport's just down here on the shoreline. We're going to go inland, make a left-hand circuit and come back on ourselves essentially. Although quite where the aircraft is taking us, I do not know. Just want to go to Rhodes, that's all. Can you manage that, please? Thank you. At some point, I'm going to have another shot at going back to P3D and the FS Labs Airbus, which flies properly. So after RDS, we can descend to 3,000. And then 2,500 when we are slightly further away from it. Yeah, 10 nautical miles from RDS, we can descend to 2,500. The aircraft's decided to enter approach mode a little bit early, but never mind, we can work with that. That's why our speed's decreasing to our flap extension speed.
Ryanair 602 descend via the RDS transition to 6,000 feet.
Descent to 6,000 feet via the RDS transition.
We're already at 6,000
Ryanair
feet.
602.
We're going down to 3,000 feet. Give her a chance to clear us to it, and if she doesn't, we'll do it anyway. I think we'll do it anyway. Ryanair 602, request descent to 3,000 feet. No, she doesn't want to talk to me.
602 descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
Thank you.
Descent and maintain 3,000 feet Ryanair 602.
We decided we didn't need your permission anyway. So really we should have a straight line from our previous waypoint, RDS, all the way to here. But it's got this little dog leg in it for some reason, I don't know why. It doesn't terribly matter. But this waypoint that's marked as USR should be 10 nautical miles from RDS. And that's the point at which we can descend to 2,500 feet according to the chart. i.e. now. And we'll extend flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
That sounds quite cool, John. So it should now be decreasing our speed. What's our flaps 2 limit? 200 knots, yeah, so it maybe we can extend. Yeah, maybe it has, maybe I just missed it. So our V approach is 160, or it was last time I checked. 161. Pretty fast, but we'll go with it.
Ryanair 602 descend via the RDS transition to 3,000 feet.
Descent to 3,000 feet via the RDS transition.
No.
Ryanair 602.
That's too high, and we're below it.
Ryanair 602 QNH is 1013 at Diagara's contact tower on 118.2.
Flaps 2.
Have a good
Speed
morning.
checked.
QNH is 1013
Flaps
tower
2.
on 118.2 Ryanair 602. Tower Ryanair 602
So I think this is
inbound
going to
for
overshoot
ILS
the
approach runway 24.
localizer, but never mind.
Ryanair 602, good morning. Radar
Armed our
contact.
approach mode. See what
Continue
happens.
ILS to runway 24, call when established on final.
Continue ILS to runway 24, will call when established on final Ryanair 602.
And we're going to
Ryanair
go into
602 slow
selected
to
speed mode.
185 knots or less.
Wilco Ryanair 602.
Why are you banking right? You don't want to bank right or you won't be able to intercept the localizer. Yeah, so you've massively overshot it now, haven't you?
Gear down.
Gear down.
Right, I honestly don't know what it's doing anymore. I think we'll take manual control and hand fly the approach for a change. Let's go down to our V approach speed of 161.
Flaps 3.
Speed checked. Flaps 3.
Yeah, so the normal procedure is to set flaps 2
Flaps full.
and
Speed
then gear
checked.
down, and then you extend the remaining flaps after that.
Flaps full.
Cabin crew, be seated for landing.
Let's turn off our ILS, seeing as it is totally misaligned. Again, I don't know if this is an issue with the scenery. Actually, we'll keep it on for glide slope guidance. I don't know if this is an issue with the scenery or the navigraph data or the aircraft or what.
Checked.
But anyway, we'll do a nice visual approach. Let's see how that goes. Let's just hope that the vertical guidance is more reliable than the lateral guidance, eh? So I'm relying on that a little bit at the moment. I think I might uninstall the beta data for future streams, just so that's one more thing we can rule out as a problem. Wind from 121 at 2 knots, so that's not too far off what we were expecting, is it? It's just the thunderstorms that are a little bit odd.
1000.
Checked.
Ryanair 602 winds are 130 at 7 knots, cleared to land runway 24.
Clear to land runway 24 Ryanair 602.
So we got 2 white and 2 red on the Pappies.
Ryanair 602 exit runway when able.
Little bit of a float. I guess the VREF that it, the V approach that it gave us was a little on the high side after all. Not too bad. Not too bad a landing. I think I hope you'll agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, just landed at our destination. Please keep your seatbelt fastened until you've reached the final parking position, and the fasten seatbelt signs above you switched off. Please open your overhead bins carefully to avoid luggage falling out, and also refrain from smoking until you've reached the designated smoking area in the terminal building.
At least we didn't have the dreaded wing drop.
Say goodbye to you now. It was a pleasure for us having you aboard today, and we hope to see you soon on one of our flights.
Right, so landing lights off.
For you all the best, take care. Cheers and bye-bye.
Strobe off. We'll get the APU on and run our after landing checklist.
After landing checklist.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Spoilers.
Disarmed.
APU.
Start.
Radar.
Radar I would like to turn off. Thank you. Yeah, when we all fly, Zilla. I'm not certain, but I think the approach speed, if you approach fast, you're less likely to get it, because I think it is essentially one wing stalling when it shouldn't. But I'm not certain about that yet. Alright, we should probably request taxi clearance. Tower, Ryanair 602, request taxi to the gate.
Ryanair 602 contact diagram or is ground on 121.7 for taxi clearance.
Ground on 121.7 for taxi clearance. Ryanair 602.
Ground, Ryanair 602, ready for taxi.
Ryanair 602 taxi to runway 24
No, I don't
via
want to go to the runway.
taxiways Foxtrot, hold short runway 06.
Taxi to runway 24 via taxiways Foxtrot, hold short runway 06 Ryanair 602.
Ground, Ryanair 602, request taxi to the gate.
Ryanair 602 taxi to gate 7 via taxiways Delta, Foxtrot, hold short runway 06.
Taxi to gate 7 via taxiways Delta, Foxtrot, hold short runway 06 Ryanair 602.
There's no runway to hold short of, but we can taxi to gate 7, that's not a problem. Ah, I've just realised I turned off live traffic for the purposes of my Graz airport review. So we have an empty airport. Never mind. Right, after landing checklist.
Off. Predictive wind shear system.
Off.
After landing checklist complete.
That is all I could ask for, Jay.
Taxi light off.
Well, welcome to Rhodes Diagoras. Did that parking brake set? Yes, it did. Didn't hear the click. Right, so APU bleed on. Engines off. Beacon off, seatbelt sign off. Fuel pumps off. And we'll run the parking checklist.
Parking checklist.
APU bleed.
On.
Engines.
Off.
Seatbelts.
Off.
Exterior lights.
Set.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Parking brake and shocks.
On and in.
Parking checklist complete.
I was wondering if we could get some air stairs over here, but apparently not with this scenery. Nonetheless, not a bad flight. I quite enjoyed that. And I hope you did too. We'll be flying the return leg, as I said earlier, next Thursday or Friday. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel on YouTube or follow me on Twitch. I'm Filbert Flies on both platforms. And thank you very much for joining me. Hope to see you again soon on Filbert Flies. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye bye.